It's 1989, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was becoming the next big thing in the animation world. It was so successful after two seasons, and before its third season, it got an NES game and an arcade game from Konami, which that's what I'm going to be talking about in this review right now. Like this is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews, dude. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Dual, better known to you as the Big D, welcoming you to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Back again with another video game review. This time it's going to be one of my childhood favorites. And it's, well, the coin op, or should I say op arcade game with them Heroes and a Half show we've known and loved for many years. And they're about to embark on a real big adventure. So now without further ado, I bring to you the arcade game of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game, also known as Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles in Europe, was a side-scrolling beat-em-up game originally produced by Konami. It came out in 1989. Anyway, the game is based on the franchise and the first anime series, of course. In the game, you can play up to four players, playing all four turtles: Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello, fighting through various levels to defeat the turtles' enemies, ranging from the Shredder, Krang, and the Foot Clan, and others. Of course, this was released during a high point in popularity for the franchise. The arcade game was a worldwide hit, becoming the highest grossing dedicated arcade game of 1990 the following year in the US, and highest grossing in a way, and Konami's highest grossing arcade game. And after that, it would get a sequel, but I'll be talking about that later on. Now, in this video, I will be talking about both the original arcade and the NES port, which was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. Now, I'm sure a lot of y'all played the NES port of this, credited as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. It was produced by Konami and was released under their Ultra label the following year in 1990. Okay, now the game play once you put in your quarters, you're ready to play one of the turtles, depending on which side you're on. Depending on the version, the characters are chosen via an in-game select screen based on which coin slot the player placed their credit into. Well, you start out when a fire is occurring in the apartment of April O'Neil, and you face Rocksteady after you face off foot soldiers and roadkill Rodneys. You will, and so their mentor, the Turtles' mentor Splinter, has also been taken by Shredder, so they must give chase, save their comrades, and defeat old Shredhead. Now, you can play up to four players. Sometimes there's two-player, cabinets as well. They can take control of any of the turtles. Don has slower attacks but a longer range. Mike and Raph have faster attacks but shorter range, and Leo is a well-rounded turtle with average range and speed. Now, you got an 8-way joystick that controls the movement, jump button, and attack button. Anyway, along the way, you'll face off various versions of foot soldiers. You'll also encounter those mechanical creeps known as the Mousers, and many others. Anyway, now, of course, they can do some pretty good moves, and the turtles can also spring off the wall in certain areas, and enemies can be defeated more quickly by slamming them into walls or solid objects. Many objects such as traffic cones, parking meters, fire hydrants, and exploding oil drums can be hit or damaged with text in order to help defeat nearby enemies. In the attract mode, the game shows the first part of the cartoon opening along with a portion of the show's theme song. Most of the enemies the turtles face are the foot soldiers. Now, they're all color-coded to indicate their attack patterns and weapon of choices. Some enemies, such as the standard purple-clad foot soldiers and roadkill Rodney robots, have the ability to restrain the turtles' mobility and drain their health. leaving only the player open to attack for other enemies. You have bosses as well at the end of each level, or scene as they are called, including Rocksteady and Bebop. Those are the first two, individually at first in that order, and layer the two of them together once you beat Baxter Stockman in his human form in the sewers. Then you'll now those are just the first two scenes. Now the second scene has three scenes. First your battle with Bebop, then Baxter, and third then a rematch with Roxanne and Bebop together. Scene scene number three takes place in the on the highway, and then you'll go on a skateboard. Then you'll go to a secret factory where you must find Splinter and defeat the stone soldier known as Granitor. Once you beat him, you'll head down to the Technodrome, and then you'll face off with the same old foes, and then you'll face off with the Stone Warrior leader General Trag, and then you will enter the final area and face Krang and then Shredder himself in a double battle where you have to try and figure out which one's which. If one Shredder loses its helmet, it's a fake one. You gotta try and focus on the regular Shredder, but you have to use extreme caution though, because old Shredderhead won't go easy on you with mutagen, some sort of mutagen ray or something. That'll shoot three ways. If you get hit by that, then you're screwed. You'll turn back to a normal turtle and you lose a life instantly. You lose your lives, your game's over. But as long as you put in enough cores to give you more credits, then you should have no problems. This game also had actually gotten released at times for the Xbox Live Arcade and also as unlockable in Konami's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Battle Nexus game. But unfortunately, it got numerous changes, though. I'm not going to try and talk too much about that. In 2002, the original arcade version was completely restored and has been put in numerous arcade cabinets you can buy for a pretty big price, and also on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection released last year. The arcade version of this has 6 enhancements: a level select where you can choose to start at any level, God mode, which allows the player to become immune to most damage and defeat most enemies with a single hit, remove penalty bombs, which that disables the penalty bombs that the game drops on players in certain circumstances, Nightmare mode, which enables a mode in the game that dramatically increases the number of enemies, starting lives, adjusting the number of lives at the start of the game from 1 to 5, the difficulty, which allows you to adjust the game from easy to very difficult. Anyway, incredible. Oh yeah, and I also want to point out in Japan, this was known as TMNT Super Kame Ninja. Now, the game did so well that in December of the following year, in 1990, it was ported to the NES by Ultra, which of course was a subsidiary label of Konami. As well, I think it was. I don't think it was ported to. Yeah, it was also ported, and then a year later to the NES in Europe by Palcom, another subsidiary of Konami. And it was styled Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles II, the arcade game, in order to avoid confusion with the previous NES game. The Japanese Famicom version was titled Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles without number or subtitle, due to the fact that the first NES game was localized in Japan under a different title. Now there's 2 new levels, the first part of Scene 3 and all of Scene 6, which feature many new characters, including 2 new bosses created specifically for the NES port. A polar-like blizzard beast called Tora, and a robotic samurai called Shogun, which you face in the end of seasons at the end of the 6th scene. And Tora in the first half of Scene 3. I keep saying season, sorry about that. Most of the original stages from the arcade version are extended as well, and the second half of Season 3, the parking garage stage, replaces the arcade versions in battle with both Bebop and Rocksteady, and it was the second half of Scene 3 and not the third half of Scene 2 like it was in the arcade game. Also, and they were replaced with battle against the mutated fly form of Baxter Stockman. You will still, however, face his human form in the sewer level. The NES port also appeared in Nintendo's Play Choice 10 arcade system, just like its predecessor. It was also notable for product placement advertising, which were Pizza Hut logos. The rear cover of the instruction manual provided a coupon for the restaurant with an expiration date of December 31st, 1991. I never owned a copy, so I never did get that. I recently did buy a used copy of it last year, and well, it's still challenging though. Now, computer ports were released by ImageWorks and ported by Probe Software in '91 for ZX Spectrum, Amiga, Amstrad CPC, Atari ST, DOS PC, and Commodore 64. And of course, those were in Europe, and that was, of course, called Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles: The Coin Op, reflecting censorship on the original series in certain regions at the time. Of course, there's been emulated versions, including what I just said, including on the second game for the 4Kids TV series. And let's see. The Xbox Live Arcade had it in 2007, published by Ubisoft. And that release retains the music and voices from the original Konami game. In 2009, the game was re-released as a replica arcade cabinet for home use by the manufacturer Arcade 1UP. It's nearly identical to the original, but there are changes. The opening theme is a new recording by a different singer. And players don't need to insert chorus to play, and Konami's name on the arcade marquee is replaced by Nickelodeon's, who of course owns the franchise now. The Turtles in Time variant, released in 2021, has the original song in the first game and is online. And the two-player countercade has the remix song though. But I'll talk about Turtles in Time later on this month. Now, in the Cowabunga collection, you can get both arcade and NES ports. So anyway, now very soon a company called Numskull is releasing quarter-scale cabinets of both arcade games, retailing for about $300 each at the Konami shop. And the TMNT 1989 cabinet has the original theme song. So that's pretty cool and what have you. Game was a big success and got a lot of good reviews and what have you. GamePro awarded this a 23 out of 25. And well, I gotta say, I enjoyed it for what I actually enjoyed for what I had to offer. It may have changes in the NES game, but still, it is mostly a little loyal to it though, but more extended in ways. So anyway, I thought it was so good. The graphics are good too in both versions. So is the music. And well, I like them both and what have you. Just for certain reasons though. Now, Miki Higashino's music for the arcade game was very good, and Kozo Nakamura's score for the NES port was pretty good as well. So anyway, the original Ninja Turtles arcade game, it's pretty awesome. This is a game I would highly recommend you check out. Now, give me a moment. Here's a shot at the first part of Scene 2. Leo's taking out some baddies and there's old Shredhead appearing on the TV screen. Now, of course, foot soldiers have numerous weapons. Spears and, let's see, shuriken, and even, let's see, what else? They also carry big rocket, well, big torpedo-like missiles they throw at you and other things. They'll even pick up jump out with sewer lids and tires. Plus, there's boomerang throwing ones. There's numerous foot soldiers you'll encounter along the way. But now you know about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game. What did you think of it? Let me know in the comments section below. Tell me which version you played. Did you play both arcade and NES versions of this, or did you play just one of them? Let me know on that. Let me know which one you played as well. Leave a message for me in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you my TV log of Inspector Gadget. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, check out these other TMNT vids. In the upper left-hand corner is the Saturday morning TV log I did on the Ninja Turtles animated series from 1987. The upper right-hand corner is my spoiler-free review of the Turtles' brand new animated film, Mutant Mayhem, which is now available to rent or buy on digital. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review of the first TMNT game for the NES. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc. Then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.